saying he should have had a bigger role in the offense. Well, Cowboys legend Michael Irvin had a strong take on Butler's comments. Irvin said, Bryce Butler ain't man enough to get out there talking like that. I think it's just frustration coming out. Why was he frustrated? What the hell have you ever done that we're supposed to throw you the ball every snap right now? I call all of that hogwash. Shannon, does Michael have a point?
Nope. I vehemently, strongly disagree with Michael Irvin. I know Mike very well. We're in the Hall of Fame together, and so when we see each other, we're like brothers. We laugh, we joke, we talk. But I strenuously disagree with him with this situation, and I get it. Michael might love the Cowboys more than I love the Broncos, and that goes without saying. And Jerry Jones, he believes in it. He believes in Dez. But what Dez has been over the last 3 years, as opposed to what he did the last 3 years to earn that contract, are contrastingly different. Skip. He's not the same guy.
No.
Everybody can see that except Dez and Michael. I have no problem with what Bryce Butler said. Look, that was the reason that they got me up out of Denver. I was making the most money. They felt the other guys could play better. So in order to give them an opportunity to show what they could do, I needed to leave.
Yep.
All Bryce is saying, if they give me an opportunity, I'm a route runner, but all they see me is as a deep threat. I can run routes. He's saying they're not giving me the opportunity to showcase what I can do. Well, when you're paying a guy $14 million, and even if the guy that's behind him, everybody doesn't look at it, doesn't approach football like the New England Patriots. The New England Patriots will play the best guy.
Just production.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's simple as that. We gave him a second and third, but you're not cutting it out. Okay, you got to go. We gave you $10 million signing bonus. Like, okay, you got to go. Can you play? A lot of teams like
they acquired Coney Ely, who I thought he was almost the, he was dominated the Super Bowl, right?
Yes, and had they won, he'd have been the Super Bowl MVP.
He would have been the MVP, and they cut him in August. They just took one look and said no.
After they gave up what they gave up to get it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, all Bryce Butler is saying is that I needed an opportunity, and I was prevented that opportunity. I'm not saying Dez is bad, but I play the same position as Dez. Dez makes $14 million. I think he makes $800,000. Duh. Why would I play? Well, you're trying to win games. Yeah, I'm trying to win games with the guy that I'm paying $14 million. That's why I'm playing 14. That's why I'm giving him $14 million, because I believe he can play better. Bryce Butler needs to go somewhere else. I believe Bryce Butler can be a number 2 receiver. Yeah. I believe he has the speed. I believe he has the mindset to go out there and show. And just because he hasn't done anything doesn't mean he doesn't have a reason to speak up for himself and says, yes, I can do some things. I know a guy that was just like Bryce Butler, but I was very fortunate enough to have Wade Phillips, that was the defensive coordinator in Denver, that stood up and said, Dan, put him in the game.
Yep.
Let's see what he can do in the game, because
Dan
Reeves, the head coach of the Broncos at the time. Well, nobody is standing up on that team as far as coaches to say, let's give Bryce Butler a true chance to show what he can do. So he's going to have to go elsewhere to see what he can do. I don't have a problem with that. And, Michael, I did not put nothing in Bryce Butler's head. Bryce Butler can speak for himself. Skip didn't put anything in Bryce Butler's head. Bryce can speak for himself. Yeah, he's frustrated because he believes he can play better than what he's been given the opportunity to do. So he should be frustrated.
Thank you for saying that. That came from the Hall of Famer, Shannon Sharpe, a receiver, nonetheless.
Yes.
And I'm with you about Michael Irvin. I love me some Mike. I have made the case on this show that Michael Irvin was the greatest receiver ever, and I'm taking into the whole concept of leadership. He was the leader of those 90s Super Bowl champion Cowboy teams, and nobody made more clutch catches on third and whatever than this guy did for those great teams in Dallas. But I am so with you. He is so dead wrong about this. I know why he's defending Dez. That's what he's doing between the lines, because Dez isn't his namesake. He's his number sake, because there was Drew Pearson in Dallas, number 88. Then there was Michael Irvin, number 88. And now there was Dez Bryant, number 88. And you and I have just fed off this for 2 years. He is a shadow of himself. I don't recognize him anymore. He made a case for a while, Dez did, to be the best receiver in pro football. But he had a quarterback with whom he had a connection. Tony Romo had a rapport in which he threw him jump ball after jump ball, back shoulder fades. They weren't even fades. He just threw it up for grabs, and Dez would go up and snatch it for a 25-yard gain. He has lost a touch of speed, a lot of quickness, and a whole lot of confidence. He led the National Football League in drops. He can't separate from anyone. He's become a single-covered liability. Every team just says, oh, we'll put one guy over there. And after a while last year, it got to not even be the number one corner. Whoever has him over there, you got him. No big deal.
Skip, you know what I like to ask Michael? You still think there's a top receiver. You taking him over Michael Thomas from New Orleans? Oh. Forget the top guys. Forget Julio and Odell and AB. Yeah. You taking him over Thielen or Diggs from Minnesota?
Nope.
You're gonna go 12 to 15 guys. Really? I mean, if you just forget being a Cowboy fan, if you just look at right now production, you going 15 guys before you get to Dez Bryant. And I get it, Mike. Dez is your guy. You know, you mentoring him. He has 88. But I have Bryce Butler is absolutely right. Bryce Butler says, I'm frustrated because I think I've earned the right. I've shown what I can do in practice. And when you put me in the game, I catch deep balls.
That's all he did.
But that's all. But he also said, to his credit, he said, well, that's all they let Dez do is run in-breaking routes and back shoulder fades. Yeah. It's kind of like in this offense, once they tag you, see the perception, once they have this idea, Skip, it's like this, like a relationship. If I think I can have something with this young lady and she only views us as friends, that's all we're ever going to be. Because that's what it is. They view Bryce Butler as what he is. He's never going to be anything more to them than a friend. So it's time for him to go somewhere else and see if somebody's going to love him and he can have a relationship.
And he all but said, I'm gone.
Yes.
Because if you follow the money says he's gone. They gave Dez 5 years and $70 million with 45 guaranteed.
Yeah.
Then they gave Terrence Williams, T-Will, 4 years, $17 million. Doesn't sound like a lot, but it is a lot because 9.5 guaranteed dollars.
And Terrence Williams has had a 100-yard game since Dez Bryant. But that's your number one guy. Yeah. That you got $45 million guaranteed.
So the guy you had on a one-year contract, Bryce Butler, making $1.1 million last year, led the National Football League in yards per catch with 21 yards per catch. Now that's on a minimum of 15 catches.
Right.
You know, that's all he had was 15 catches. So I kept beating the desk over here. Just throw it to Bryce occasionally. But he couldn't get on the field because he made too much money and the other guy made too much money.
Bryce Butler has 6 catches of 25-plus yards or more. Those are called big plays. No. Dez Bryant has 6. But Bryce Butler did it on 109 fewer targets.
That's absurd. So Bryce Butler is close friends with Dak Prescott. I think they have a little wavelength because in the Arizona game, it was a 3-play game on Monday night at Arizona. It was the 3rd game of the year after that debacle up in Denver where your team beat my team 42-17. They went to Arizona and won a pretty tough game on 3 plays, and 2 of them were deep balls on the run that Dak threw to Bryce Butler. Yeah. Changed the game. So Bryce Butler, just for those who don't know, 6'3", 215. He has run, I don't think he could probably run it now, but maybe I'm wrong, but he has run 4.3.
Yeah.
So he was originally faster than Dez Bryant. And because he's close friends with Dak, I just think they have a rapport, a wavelength, a connection that Dez and Dak never had. So all of a sudden, Dak this year wound up with nobody who could separate and get open. Not Jason Witten. A little measly Beasley is double covered with bracket coverage almost every play. They just took him away. His production declined by more than half. So you're throwing to whom? To what? Right. I don't know. I was hoping to Bryce Butler, but now.
But how many years will we go by, and Michael still say, "Oh, Dez can be it. Oh, Dez can do it. Yep. Oh, Dez can do it." Because we're 3 years in now, and he hasn't done what he did in 2014.
Yep.
So how long do we keep going? Do we go all the way to the end, and then when it's not getting done, but he still can? He's not that guy.
I know his body betrayed him.
Yes.
He broke down. He had too many injuries.
And he wasn't Skip. What great players do, what great players, regardless of the sport, even if you're immensely talented, you work on your craft, you work on your technique.
I agree.
Because one day you won't be able to run as fast, you won't be able to jump as high.
Yep.
But you can always rely on technique. Skip, I was never that fast, but I was always technically sound. So I can still get open even as my speed started to dissipate.
Right. And the last quick point about Bryce Butler, people don't know this or forget about this. His father, Bobby Butler, was a longtime starter at cornerback for the Atlanta Falcons, opposite of Deion Sanders. He started for like 10 years for the Falcons.
Yeah.
Okay. So he grew up in NFL locker rooms learning how to play the game correctly.
And to be confident, because one of the main things that a professional athlete has is the ability in him or herself. He believes that he can play. He believes that he's earned the right. So, hey, take your talents elsewhere.
Yeah.
And let's see.
Certainly struck a nerve, that's for sure. Should the Jags be talking trash to the Patriots? We'll discuss that with Mark Schlereth next.
Talk that.